this Wendy versus Nneka beef is getting very old and very toxic. Watch.
We really appreciate the men that are here. And I also want to take this moment just very briefly to thank everyone for coming. And to be honest with you, every one of us are not in a good place. We're talking about the women, okay? Robin showed up. And that's a beautiful thing because she didn't have to show up because we're not in the best of places. So that shows this is my
We're going to go back to our game.
All right, get the ball. All right, get you height, please. Yeah, I'm not sitting here listening to that.
This, I said, was the place to get everybody up to the line and have a good time.
A message between us got lost.
It did. That's fair.
Okay.
Nneka brought up that a conversation she and I had, and I delivered the message wrong to you. And I told her that I told you the wrong thing.
And I appreciate that.
Because I was wrong, what I said.
So are the two of you good then?
I don't know her to have a problem with her.
Like to have a problem with her.
Oh,
Like,
didn't I just say that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're repeating what I'm saying. Okay.
No, I'm not repeating what you're saying. I don't know you.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
a
know you
fact.
to have a
I
problem
don't
with
know her.
But I did hear you have a problem with me, so.
So how do I have a problem with you when I don't know you?
We really
Wow. It's very messy. Hey y'all, it's your captain for all things creative, coming at you with Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 4 review. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for giving us a chance. And make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're returning, thank you for rocking with us and for just being you. So let's get into the review. So when the episode opens, we see Nneka. She is picking up her husband from the airport. And then they switch seats. So as soon as the husband gets to the car, she goes to the passenger seats and he's like, there's no gas in this car, right? And she's like, nope. And then she gets the invitation from Karen to the big pickleball event. That's the big, get together in the episode since finally all of the ladies, get to be there. So then Nneka starts rehashing the shrine allegations against Wendy's mom. And then she shades Eddie for unfollowing her husband on Facebook since she says that her husband and Eddie had gone to school with one another. And they know one another from an African student group on campus. But Nneka says Wendy wears a skirt and the pants in the relationship. So Eddie's going to do whatever she says and whatever she wants. And then her husband, whose name is Ike, I believe, thinks that Wendy might be seeing that Nneka is trying to take her spot. Next, you see Giselle and Robin. They're hanging out. And I think they're getting Mexican because they're getting like drinks that go with Mexican food, like Casamigos and that kind of stuff. And then they lust over a young man who's a server there, and he's younger than Giselle's current boyfriend. And they read the pickleball invitation, and then Giselle basically says she's a little nervous to see Juan because when they had a podcast show in Atlanta, Juan apparently got loud with Giselle. And then Robin, pick myself, starts blaming Juan's loudness on hearing problems. She says that, no, Juan didn't get loud. He can't really hear because he be screaming as a coach. So he might seem to talk loud, but that's just his normal voice. And Giselle's like, don't try to gaslight me because all of us have seen Juan whisper and mumble through his scenes with Robin, so he knows what an indoor voice is. But Robin, is starting to sound like one of those abused women. And there's like this comedian who joked about also women who will explain away bad behavior and say, oh no, I walked into the punch. He didn't punch me. That's how Robin sounded in that moment, talking about how Juan wasn't yelling. His voice just be loud sometimes from coaching when we've all seen Juan use an indoor voice. So Robin gotta stop with the excuses because it's going too far each episode. Next, Robin tells Giselle the shrine allegation story against Wendy's mom that she heard from Nneka, even though she told Nneka that she wouldn't say anything. And they also say that Wendy might want to be the only person that's from that tribe in Nigeria in the group. And then Giselle said, as a former church person, she thinks the shrine thing is evil and she wants no parts in it. And production, when Giselle said evil, they did that whole lightning effect, making it very dramatic. Next, you see Candace and Mama Dot. We know this is a Mama Dot Stan account. And Mama Dot is still, the one that Candace is leaning on. Obviously, because that's her mom, but also a little bit for financial things because Candace asked her for a new dishwasher set. I believe 2 new dishwashers to commemorate her tour in June. And Mom Dot was like, sure. So, Mama Dot got it. And they go outside and eat charcuterie together. And then Candace admits that Chris was yelling at her for the amount of money she spends on her tour. And then Mama Dot misses no chance to come at Chris's neck. Basically shades him by asking, well, what work does he have going on? And does he get paid? And Candace, sees the shade and tries to shade back and be like, no, Mom, he doesn't make any money. And then she's like, come on. I don't know, Candace. She's playing innocent, but Candace, rightfully clocks her for being shady to her husband. And then she explains, of course, he makes money. He's doing, the private classes and the private chef thing. And then Candace explains that she was the one who asked Chris to stop working long hours. So he did stop because of her, because, happy wife, happy life. But she said now she's the one who's always gone, but she misses him. And really, it should be happy spouse, happy house. Like both people should be working to make one another happy. And just the fact that, Candace is away now could mean a little trouble in paradise. But apparently over the weekend they said that the Tasha K cheating mistress, I guess, admitted that she kind of lied, and she did say that, I guess, Giselle put her up to it in some way, shape, or form. So we shall see this play out in the reunion. But the cheating rumors that came out against Chris have been debunked. Giselle might have had a hand in it, which could mean very, very interesting reunion exchanges. But basically, Candace's mom, back to the show, and Candace eat the charcuterie and talk about Karen's pickleball invitation and wondering about how she'll interact with Robin. My mom says that adults talk about things, to which Candace replies that adults also don't lie. And then Mama Dot counters by saying, yes, adults do lie, which is true. So next, Karen and Ray arrive to the pickleball place to set up. And they look so cute. They're in matching green outfits because I guess they wanted to be the color of pickles. And this is why Karen is the grand dame. She's got Ray by her side. They're setting up food. It looks like nobody's going to be hungry. And then everybody else starts arriving. So first, you see Giselle arriving in white. And Karen shades her relationship with Jason and says that, Jamal was on the phone, but Jason is nowhere to be seen. She don't even know if Giselle and Jason's relationship is real. Next, Mia shows up in white. Karen gives her an air kiss, which is an upgrade from their handshake mess. Then the instructors start explaining the pickleball game rules to everyone who's there. I don't know pickleball game rules that well. My in-laws tried to teach me how to play pickleball because they're really, really into it. And I've attempted to play, but not a full game. So I was trying to low-key listen out, for what the instructors were saying. Because one day I want to play pickleball with them, but today's not that day. Next, Wendy and Eddie show up right before Candace and some tall friendship bar shows up. Giselle then says that she doesn't want to speak to Candace, and Candace also says in her confessional, F Giselle forever, basically, for lying about her husband. Ashley then shows up and struggle twerks on the pickleball court. Next, Nneka arrives, followed by Robin and Juan. And then when Robin and Juan arrive, the producers start flashing all the negative things people said about Juan and floating quotes around the couple as they walk to the pickleball court. And then the girls shade Juan for having finally came. I think Candace said, "Look, it's the player from the Himalayas." And then Nia talks about, well, he better show up. He don't have no job. So it's nice that Juan's showing up for Robin, but really, if he was employed, I feel like he would not show up. Next, Candace wonders what Robin's issue is with her. And then Bravo shows all the bad things Candace said about the couple. And then Robin says she's not talking to Candace either. So really, it's very divided, even though they're together. And the two teams are the Ish starters versus the finishers. And the Ish starters are Ashley, Giselle, Candace, and Robin. And the finishers are Mia, Karen, Wendy, and Nneka. The men play separately amongst themselves. And then they take a break to eat. And then Wendy's friend Kiana comes. And also Giselle's hairdresser / friend Cal comes. Because I guess that's why Karen was making a Jason joke. Because, again, Cal is her date. So then Karen thanks everyone for coming. And then shouts out the men for coming. And also shouts out Robin for showing up since they weren't in a good place. Even though they had the apology conversation at Ashley's house. And clearly Karen was right because then Robin starts mumbling so that everyone can hear her saying, why is she saying my name? Why is Karen saying my name? Even though Karen wasn't saying anything bad, Karen was like legit thanking her for coming. And then Robin tries to start acting defensive and making a big deal just about Karen saying her names. So now Juan randomly gets up from the table and brings Ike to go with him to play pickleball again and mumbles that he's not here to listen to mess, which I guess is his, little way to show that he doesn't want anybody gossiping about him. And just the fact that Robin was getting agitated, maybe he thought that, the girls were going to get into it. I don't think he was paying attention because the way the scene played out, it looked like he was overreacting unless production, cut something offensive that was said. Nothing offensive was said. So Robin and Juan, they were not given in this scene for that. Ashley then admits that she started mess between the Nigerians, who then get to bickering about not knowing one another enough to beef, which is shade since they do run in the same circles. Nneka then brings up the shrine allegations, and then Nneka calls Wendy the B word, and then the green-eyed bandits are just eating up this fight, especially Mia, who makes lots of side comments about Wendy. And even Karen surprisingly giggles with Giselle and then whispers to Giselle that the whole mess between the Nigerians is her fault, which is interesting because I never got Giselle being in any part of this. It seemed like Ashley was the one who started it, but I'm going to take note of that. Since the Grand Dame, she does not lie. Sometimes her relationship with the truth is funny, but she ain't never lied. Next, Candace tries to interject and says that Wendy can't be called to the carpet for what her mom does. So can Nneka please drop it? And then Wendy says that Nneka is jealous of her. And then Wendy says the person that she wants to reconcile with is not Nneka, but Mia, which is also random. So that Wendy pulls Mia to the side and says that she wants to work things out with her. And all the girls say this is deflection. And even Robin says it's deflection 101 because her and Mia do not see it for each other. They never have. And then Wendy tells Mia that she can coexist with Mia because, look, Nneka's calling her the B word. And even though Mia threw a drink at her, she claims that they haven't been as disrespectful as Nneka. But Mia's like, we gotta have And then Bravo shows a montage of Wendy disrespecting me and calling her the B word and calling her slow and all of that stuff. But then Wendy admits, like, okay, yeah, maybe it's got a little far, but I can sit with you and be cordial with you. So seems like them two are making up, but it doesn't seem genuine. It seems like it's more so to pay Nneka dust and make it clear that Wendy would even prefer to, talk to me than Nneka at this point. So then Candace tells Nneka that the Nigerian girls shouldn't fight, that they need to try to get over this. But Nneka, she's like a dog with a bone. She's not letting go of nothing. Nobody can talk her out of this beef. Juan accidentally knocks the food down through the gate while he's playing pickleball. And then while all the girls are arguing, I don't think they saw Juan knock the food over. Only Karen's eagle eye saw it. And then all the beans and a burner falls down, and there's like a mini fire that starts. So then Candace yelled that the demons are coming to get them all. And then Karen tries to put out the fire, and other people help her. And then Karen goes and have a fake fight with Juan for knocking down the beans. And she has a very funny confessional where she makes a joke about him being a professional athlete who could have fallen anywhere. So she's now beefing him for choosing to knock his big self into her food. She thinks it was deliberate to ruin her event. So then Mia asks Nneka to get along with Wendy. So everybody's trying to squash this beef, but Nneka says no, she's going to keep the mess going. And then she brings up Eddie unfollowing her husband on Facebook. So then Nneka husband asks Eddie man to man if they were ever friends on Facebook, and Eddie claims they just met today. So Ike then says to Eddie, are you really saying you don't know me? And then the women also try to interject, but Ike asks everyone to be quiet so he could hear Eddie lie. And Eddie looks like he does not want to piss off Wendy or admit anything, so his eyes get big. Then in a confessional, Nneka says that he looks like the man in Get Out. And then Bravo zooms in on Eddie's big eyes, which do look a little bit like he's in a sunken place. And then Ike says he's not about to let Wendy and her husband make them out to be liars. So at the end of the day, everyone thinks Wendy and Eddie are lying. And that's everyone from Lion Mia, who does a confessional about Facebook unfollowing and following, meaning that you do know someone. And even Cal, Giselle's hairdresser, was whispering to Giselle that Nneka is telling the truth. And Nneka ends also by saying that Wendy's mother is a witch, which is uncalled for. And I know on social media, a lot of people are dragging Nneka because she is taking this thing too far. And it's embarrassing for their culture to play into the green-eyed badness and all the xenophobia. So then also Wendy's last word is that the only shrine that she knows is a church in downtown Baltimore. And the episode ends with no resolve. Now, to tell the truth, I started out Team Wendy, and I still like her better than Nneka. But Nneka did seem to have receipts of like the phone call with Wendy's family that had timestamps, and Eddie did look and sound guilty of the unfollowing. But the way the green-eyed bandits ate the scene up annoyed me, and I was disappointed in Karen for giggling with Giselle during the fight. And then the comment that she made about the whole fight being Giselle's fault really is sticking with me, and I want to see how this plays out and if Giselle admits anything. Because I think the Green Eyed Bandits did recruit Nneka or suggest her to join the cast so that she could be the one to go after Wendy without looking like a colorist. At the first episode, it was Ashley who introduced her to the show, and then her first one-on-one team was with Robin. And then you saw Robin doing the whispering to Ashley, trying to stir the pot. So the Green Eyed Bandits definitely are showing that they want to sick Nneka on Wendy to really malign Wendy once and for all. So even though Wendy and Eddie did look bad at the end of the episode in terms of the group's opinion and then seemingly lying about the Facebook thing, Wendy is correct for clocking this plot to take her down through Nneka. And the Green-Eyed Bandits were way too giddy watching Nneka say all the things that they can't say without looking bad. So Robin also has been asking everyone to leave her and want alone. And for Karen not to say her name this episode yet, she was so quick to whisper to Ashley about Wendy's mom doing all this stuff. So if Robin, is comfortable digging up Wendy's mother to try to, make Wendy look bad, She needs to put them dots together for Juan and call Juan to the carpet in her own relationship and hush about Wendy and Nneka's beef, because at the end of the day, it's all toxic and xenophobic. And hopefully we see some resolve in the end of the season, or at least at the reunion. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And remember to weigh in with your opinions in the comments. Also remember, you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Bye.